The auditorium hums with restrained confidence as cameras blink and analysts whisper. A giant countdown pulses behind the stage while the CEO smiles and the CTO nods approval. At 0, the launch command is pressed and the screen freezes. Then everything goes black. No alerts. No warnings. Just silence spreading across the room. Technicians scramble. Investors refresh feeds. Journalists stop typing. The CTO's face drains of color as he realizes the system is gone. The narrator stays seated, hands folded, already knowing this moment was inevitable. This collapse was never an accident. It was a boundary deliberately built, finally crossed. Everyone waits for an explanation, but none comes. The silence itself becomes the announcement they will remember for years to come, long after the app name is forgotten entirely forever. Months earlier, development moved quietly in late evenings and empty offices. The narrator designed a single encryption dependency tied to system integrity, not control. It sat invisible, undocumented in slides, protecting data from careless interference. He explained the risk in calm language during planning sessions. Leadership waved it away as unnecessary complexity. The CTO joked about paranoia and promised simplification before launch. Weeks later, the key was removed to streamline deployment. No one noticed the conditional logic attached to that decision. They deleted what looked optional and activated what was final. That quiet moment passed without debate, signatures, or caution. It became the unseen hinge on which everything later collapsed, unnoticed until the day it mattered most, proving experience protects systems longer than confidence ever can, especially under pressure publicly. The CTO closes his office door and opens the deployment console alone. He scans the configuration with practiced confidence and irritation. The dependency irritates him. It feels slow, cautious, unnecessary. Without calling anyone, he deletes the key and commits the change. He imagines praise for efficiency and speed. Titles, he believes, grant authority over code. The system accepts the command without protest. In that quiet click, the architecture records the violation. Nothing breaks yet. The damage is simply made permanent. Outside, meetings continue normally, emails flow, and confidence remains intact. Inside the system, a timer effectively starts, waiting patiently for the moment arrogance meets consequence, a lesson technology never forgets, even when people do, later, painfully, in front of everyone watching closely unfold without mercy or reversal possible afterward again. The room fills again after the failed launch, but no one speaks at first. Executives stare at laptops that offer no answers. The energy shifts from excitement to fear. Legal asks measured questions about exposure and responsibility. Marketing worries about headlines. Finally, all eyes turn to the narrator. They ask if the system can be restored. He pauses, feeling the weight of years of warnings dismissed. His silence stretches longer than comfort allows. In that pause, the hierarchy subtly changes. No one interrupts. No one pressures him. The absence of an answer becomes information itself, signaling consequences already in motion, quietly rearranging power, accountability, and futures before anyone dares speak again aloud, aware something irreversible has already been decided beyond discussion or persuasion now, tonight, here, publicly, together, watching, waiting. When he finally speaks, the narrator chooses precision over drama. He explains the architecture slowly, layer by layer. The system was designed to verify integrity continuously. If that integrity was violated, the response was irreversible. No backups, no overrides, no exceptions. The app did not malfunction. It executed its purpose exactly. It protected users, data, and reputation from unauthorized control. The room listens differently now. What sounded like failure reveals itself as restraint, built by someone who understood leadership limits. There is no argument. There is only recognition that foresight quietly outperformed authority, and that protection sometimes looks like destruction to those who never bothered to read the design before demanding obedience from systems built to resist them firmly, ethically, and without apology under pressure ever again, publicly, permanently, now. An internal message circulates before rumors can grow. logs are attached, timelines clarified. Responsibility becomes visible without accusation. The deletion command is traced to a single account. The CTO's name sits beside the timestamp. There is no debate, no raised voices. By late afternoon, access permissions are revoked. Security collects a badge quietly. The company does not announce anything publicly. It does not need to. Consequences speak clearly when documentation is complete. Emails stop. Meetings end early. People leave the building thoughtful, understanding they witnessed accountability without spectacle. For many, it is the first time leadership fails without noise, replaced by process, leaving a deeper impression than anger ever could, especially for those watching from experience, not ambition, measuring outcomes instead of personalities involved here. Today, quietly, decisively, professionally, alone. The CTO exits on a regular evening, carrying nothing that marks importance. No announcement follows. No farewell message appears on internal channels. Inside, the narrator is asked to remain, not to celebrate success or absorb praise, but to safeguard what remains. His role is clarified without ceremony. He becomes a reference point, not a symbol. The company stabilizes slowly. Some reputations fade quietly. Others grow without attention. The absence of applause makes the outcome unmistakable. There is no victory speech, only continuity. Experience reclaims its place without protest, reminding everyone that trust survives longer than charisma and that real authority is felt, not announced, especially after failure exposes the difference between titles and responsibility in moments that quietly define careers forever, for all involved now. Here, watching, learning, adjusting, moving. Years later, the story is retold without bitterness. It becomes a lesson about listening rather than blame. Systems fail when ego replaces understanding. Experience does not shout for control. It anticipates misuse and designs limits. The app did not destroy itself in anger. It responded to violation exactly as intended. Leadership is revealed not by authority exercised, but by boundaries respected. Those who ignore quiet warnings often meet loud consequences. Others simply build systems that speak for them. For a mature observer, the takeaway is simple. Power ages well only when guided by humility, and technology remembers every decision long after titles fade, reputations shift, and silence finally explains what leadership truly was all along, without noise, excuses, or revision, leaving clarity behind for those still willing to learn patiently.